How you do? Welcome back, cousins. We have an awesome video for you today. Of course, you'll be the judge of that, but we think it's pretty nice. I'm going to show you all kinds of stuff that I got at thrift stores, antique stores, yard sales, and the like this week locally. And I'm going to show you what they are, how much we paid, maybe talk about what I'll do to list them, and maybe you can learn something. Also, at the end of this video, not even at the end, but towards the latter part, I'm going to consult a toy expert to go into some things that definitely have helped me with my search for certain types of toys to resell, and maybe if you're interested in that, that would be of interest to you as well. So definitely stick around. We're all cousins here. We're all just trying to help each other out. So without further ado, let's get right into it. Here are several items, folks, that I came across today. We're looking at stuff from 3 separate locations, but let's just get started here with looking at the tools. Now, these came from a Habitat for Humanity restore. I go there, and sometimes I find a variety of things. Sometimes I find vinyl records. Sometimes I find tools like I'm about to show you, and sometimes I find jewelry and all kinds of stuff, folks. They've got a really nice store there. They're not open on Mondays, but so I have to wait until Tuesday. But anyhow, I got this. Both of these cost me $4. $4 for this one, $4 for this. And I didn't really know. This looked like a little draw knife to me. But what I discovered, and so you can see there's this little part here that if I unscrew, okay, it's going to make it to where this blade could slide, obviously, back so that you can protect it, keep the blade from being out when you're, say, transporting it or storing it. And then it comes back out at whatever depth you want. But on here, you'll be able to see perhaps if I do, it says, looks like it says diamond brand made in China. Now, I don't know if that means that this item here is actually a diamond brand the holder, or if that's simply the blade itself. I need to do some research, but I have seen ones like this that have been selling for, $30, $40, maybe a little bit more than that even. So not bad for $4. And then this right here, I believe, is actually the tip attachment that would go on a pole. So this, and maybe this section up here, you can obviously hold it like in your hand. It's made, you can hand saw, but it also, I think, is made as like a pole saw that you can put up and maybe cut off branches, let's say, things like that, which is nice. And it's a Craftsman brand. It's vintage. I would need to look up right here on the back, as you'll see, it says Made in USA, and it's got the patent number on there, and so perhaps I can figure that out. Now, the blade, it says, is made in Norway, which is kind of cool, but it's, obviously it's tarnished, it's old, but it's still in doggone good condition, so may even hold on to this, see if we have a pole that could attach, but, I mean, we got some low-hanging limbs out here on the northwest side of the warehouse, so I might have to get out there or ask Peaches to get out there a little bit later this week. We can get working on it. So those were kind of nice to find. Moving over here, we've talked about these before, sunglasses and eyeglasses. I like them because sometimes people buy them because they're vintage retro, but they're back in style. Other times, people buy them because they're made of gold or precious metal, and they're going to harvest it. Other times, they just like the look of it. Maybe they collect it for different reasons. This particular pair, it's a brand called Persol. Persol, as you can see. Well, doggone you. Persol. It's made in Italy. It's polarized, of course, but it's a really nice, it flexes. You can see this, it flexes really nicely. Also, this metal is quite sharp on the side here. Not sharp as in it'll cut you, but sharp as in attractive, is what I mean. It's a tortoiseshell look. It's not exactly horn-rimmed, but it is kind of it's got just that older look to it. It's nice. I'm seeing ones selling in the $150 to $200 range of this, and I paid $1 for that. That's why I love these glasses. A lot of times you can find these glasses for $2, $1.50, and these vintage ones can really sell well. I bought these at an antique store locally, as a matter of fact. I paid $12 for them, so I paid up more than I usually do, but you can see these are the authentic real deal. These are old horn-rimmed spectacles. I don't know if they were always made to kind of bow out like that, but you can see they're kind of bedazzled here, bejeweled. This is a brand called Liberty USA. They're quite nice. I could use maybe a little cleaning. This is a little bit of degradation of the plastic. If you turn it up, you can see that at the bottom, the plastic has split a little bit. Now, that is a condition issue. However, I'm not concerned because I think people collect these for display and various things. And even if you're to wear them, no one's going to see that crack on the bottom of them. But anyhow, these can often sell for $30, $40 as well. They like this old style. It's from the 50s, and the thing that has going for it the most, which is why I spin up, was actually this little case. Look at this cool little design on this. This is authentic 50s, I would say. 50s, maybe into the 60s. But this is kind of like Mad Men era, sort of. Really cool. I like that $12. I think I'll get $30 on the low end for that. Sweeping back across the jewelry, which I'll get to in just a moment, let's talk about watches. Yep, I still buy them. I'm not making crazy money off of the old ones usually, unless they are made of solid gold. However, a lot of these, like I'm going to show you right here, are made of, have gold filling on them. And sometimes they're made of sterling silver. In this case, you've got kind of the edge bottom, the bottom part here underneath of the actual face has got marcasite and sterling silver, okay, as a part of that. Then if you look down underneath of the latch here on the bracelet portion, you'll see, and maybe you won't actually see, I don't know if it'll zoom in, but basically it's 10 karat rolled gold plate and rolled gold on the back of the bezel as well. So for $1, okay, at a thrift store of a non-functional watch, which frankly the face is so worn that I can't even tell what the brand is. I think it's a Waltham, actually. I'll have to move the hands a little bit to see if I can figure that out. And then we got this one right here, and it is, I actually don't even see the brand on that, but the same thing here. This is a gold plate, and you can tell that by looking at the back, and it says 10K gold filled. Sometimes it says RGP, rolled gold, or RG, rolled gold, or rolled gold plate, or GF, gold filled, and it's the same thing on these over here. Those are also gold filled. So, gonna get those moving. I bought this for 50 cents, and I thought it was a pretty good investment, again, just because of the weight of it. It's a Wittenauer automatic. Unfortunately, the crown is off here and the stem that would be in there. But again, if you look on the back, it says 10K gold filled bezel. So you take this stainless steel off the back, and then you can sell the bezel. People will buy it for the scrap gold. Or what I'll try to do first with this one, because it's a nice vintage watch, it may be that it still works if they can replace that component, and there are people out there who will do that. It looks to be the original, strap here, band, the watch band. So I may try to sell it as it is. But then this was fun. I got this today, and this is, it's a women's watch, actually. You can tell that the buttons here on the left side, which is different than men's chronograph watches. Usually they're on either side. It's a chronograph because it has this little round portion here in the bottom, and it says chronograph right there, as you can see. Very good condition. I looked it up, and there are ones selling for as much as $300 on eBay. I paid $2 for this. They don't really pay attention to the brands. They don't look to see if it's made of any precious metals, anything like that at the store. I have probably bought 20 or more watches in the last 2 years from this place that I've sold for $100 or more, and I never spent more than $5 for any of them. So it's a really good spot. Keep a lookout for watches. There's definitely people buying these still. I didn't exactly know what this was when I bought it. I was doing some inspection on it, and I found, I don't know why this doesn't want to zoom in for me very well. There we go. On the bottom of it, you can see it says the word Prata, P-R-A-T-A, and then it has some other gobbledygook in the middle, but below it says 50cc. But that was enough for me to do some research, and what I discovered, you can see it's definitely, I knew by the look of it, it was either silver or silver plated. It's got these nice lines, some X's. Looks pretty cool, honestly. Little handles. I wasn't familiar with what it was. Turns out this is a jigger. This is like a little thing that you would put like an ounce or two, whatever, as a part of making a mixed drink, and you have these little handles so that once you put it in there, you can tip it over and dump it out into the container that you're mixing it with. And it is silver plated. So these are going for anywhere in the $35 to $45 range, and I paid 15 cents for it. That's it. They didn't know what it was. It looked kind of doggone. I'm dropping things all the time, folks. Here was a sweet little piece I got for $3. This is obviously it's a bangle. That's a cuff kind of bangle bracelet. And it's got the little strap here. You always want to unclip it. You always want to look on the top here, on the bottom of that as well, right down here. Oftentimes at the hinge, you'll get some information, sometimes a patent number. But in this case, right there, it's right here. And I don't know if you can tell, but that says Coro. So this is a Coro or Coro Craft costume bangle. It's kind of this floral type of an etched design on the outside. For $3, this will be a $15, $20 piece, most likely. I don't know if I'll sell it individually or if I'll put in a lot of other Coro pieces, because I've got several brooches, bracelets, necklaces, and earrings and the like to sell. So we'll see how that goes. Well, here I am. It turns out that I'm about 10 minutes early, so I'm waiting. I'm going to go in real quick. Let me show you what I brought to get appraised today. I'm excited about it. All right here. This necklace, it's pearls, and it has this beautiful clasp here, like a flower. You can see that. It has 7 stones, which I believe are Ceylon sapphires. It's got this little part right here you can undo. Then you pinch this, it opens up. That's the clasp. And yes, indeed, 14K right there. And so, doing some research, it appears that this may be somewhere in between a $2,500 and $3,500 piece of jewelry. So I'm going to get it appraised so I have some corresponding documentation before I try to go sell it. All right, I'm back on the road. Now, I did not get an appraisal from this gentleman. I had a ring that needed a diamond reseated in, and though I do know how to do that, I just don't have the time, frankly. And so he's going to do that for me. I paid the man for that work, but he basically said, listen, I'm not your guy for the appraisal on this. It's pearls, and I typically appraise pearls pretty low personally. And he said, however, it doesn't mean that this is not a valuable piece. He said for resale, he would put it somewhere in the probably around the $2,500 to $3,000 range, which is not far off of what I was thinking. So it was nice to get another a professional jeweler's opinion after someone who also looks at thousands and thousands and thousands of pieces of jewelry every year. It was nice to see that. We chatted a little bit. I kind of have an idea in my head about something that I'd like to do. I go through all the time and I'm buying jewelry, I'm buying silver, and I'm buying gold that people don't know what they are, and I'm getting things that are quite valuable for very little expense, sometimes $2 and $3 a piece. I had this idea that I would love to spend a year or two buying pieces and not selling the gold and just keeping the gold, coming to the man, because he said he would give me store credit either on purchasing items or on custom work if I didn't take cash. If I just so what that would look like is I would bring in all this gold. I would get 100% store credit on the spot value, which would be, again, me making a lot of money off what I've spent. He makes money because he'll sell it off and melt it and get that percentage. But after a couple of years, if I had several $1,000s worth of credit, I then walk into the man and I present him with all of these diamonds and sapphires and precious facet cut gemstones, which I also have, and see if this man could create for me a custom one-of-a-kind piece of jewelry, either a bracelet or a necklace, or perhaps a set of earrings, necklace, bracelet, ring, possibly even a brooch, all utilizing gemstones that I have. So I've already made my money off of the stuff that those gemstones came from. If I could get a custom piece, I'm looking for something that could be worth quite a bit. So I'm excited. We'll see if I end up working with this gentleman in the future, but I was excited to get in there, get some work done. I'm going to find out a little bit of info, a little validation on what I thought about this necklace, and so now it's time to kind of put this puppy up for sale. Right now, I'm on my way out to a thrift store or two. I also have to go return something that I purchased yesterday. Yesterday, I bought something in an antique store that was labeled as 18 karat gold. I bought it, I brought it home, and then I ran over to the warehouse. I got into one of the spaces and I tested it, and that thing did not even test for 10 karat gold. It is not gold at all. It had the right weight, had the right look. I couldn't test it in the store, so I called them back. It's a local place, and I said, hey, listen, I told them the story. I said, I know you're an antique store. Usually this is all sales are final. However, I'm a local. I'm a repeat customer. I'd like to continue to be a repeat customer. Would you honor the fact that the person that was selling this had labeled this either accidentally incorrectly or was intentionally trying to deceive a customer? And they said, will you send a picture of it and your receipt and everything? And I did so, and they said, yeah, just come on back tomorrow. So sounds like they're going to take care of me, which I appreciate, and we're going to get that going. And maybe if I get a couple things today, I can show you some of those, and then we'll get to showing you the information I learned recently from a really awesome toy expert. And this stuff, I'm telling you, is going to really help me out in the future. All right, so here's what I'm bringing back into the store here. You can see it's this little pendant, and it's quite cool looking. It's almost like an angel with their arms up in the air. That's what would hold on to the chain. And it's got these wings. Beautiful. You can see this. It's rose gold, but I have an 18 karat gold ring on here. This was supposed to be 18 carats, what they said. I paid $128 for it. It weighs about 9 grams. And had that been, actually, in fact, 18 karat gold would have been $250, $300, something like that, maybe a little bit more, just with scrap gold weight, not to mention the fact that it's clearly a custom-made piece. However, it's not gold, so I'm running back in here and going to get my money back, and then I'm going to hit the next place. Can't win them all. Let's talk about a few more pieces of jewelry here, shall we, that we found this week. Again, this cost $3, and some of you might already know what you're looking at, but it just kind of looks like, a cheaper piece of costume jewelry, but it's actually quite heavy. You can see these white beads. You can see this kind of, setup here with this like hook, the hook type thing, but when you examine very closely and you turn it over and then you zoom in on it, you're going to see, if I can do that, it says Miriam Haskell. So this is a vintage Miriam Haskell, which is a boutique designer, brand of costume jewelry that can sell quite well. $3, I was quite happy to have that. I have another necklace by Haskell, which has not sold yet, so I will probably throw these into a lot together and see if a collector out there would be interested in those two pieces together. And then it was a lovely amount of some of these brooches, and this one's like a little partial set here. But what you're looking at are these brooches, which a lot of them incorporate different colored rhinestones. But you can see that this one and this one over here, they both have this sort of dual tone gold color. You kind of got this more of a goldish copper, almost like a rose gold color, and then more of the traditional yellow gold color there. When you flip it over, on this one, it actually says sterling, and then it says 1/20 12 karat. So it's gold filling over sterling silver. So it's a pretty nice piece. It's it's intact. Very, very nice for $3. Same with this. You got some rhinestones. This, unfortunately, is missing the very last faux pearl on the end there. It would have been the smaller size because they're graduated. But you can see it's got a little bit of wear on the top. You can even see in some spots right here by my fingernail where some of that plating has flaked off there. But again, when you turn it over, you're going to see this is sort of a rivet design. And if you go down here to the bottom of where the pin for the brooch is, you're going to see it says Coro there. So this is Coro brand. But if you keep turning it, this is also sterling. So you've got a gold plating over in sterling silver and the maker's name. It's a vintage Coro piece. This one here has these interesting kind of like almost like a moonstone look, but it's kind of that darker brown around the edges. Floral as well, brushed gold tone. You flip the puppy over, and if you look right here, you'll see that the brand is Vandel, and it's also a gold filled piece. So again, we got some semi-boutique and sort of well-known costume jewelry pieces, gold filled, sterling silver underneath. And then let's look at this last one, which is my favorite. If you get in close and look there, it says Iskin, I-S-K-I-N. I think it's either Harry or Henry Iskin is the maker here. This is also gold filled, and it comes with a matching pair of earrings with these sort of ocean blue rhinestones, which is quite nice, quite appealing there. These will all go. I could certainly sell the sterling silver and gold plated ones together, but I'll probably sell all these individually. This is its own brand. This is its own brand. This is not branded, but it is gold filled in sterling silver. And then this one is also sterling and gold, but it's got its own maker. And there are collectors for each one of these. So I'm probably going to put them up first individually. If they don't sell, I could package them together in pairs or in larger lots, and I'm sure I'll sell them that way. If I rotate over, the common thread among these pieces is the designer and who it is. And I'll give you a moment. Who wants to venture a guess as to who you think it is? Get a good look at this. Is kind of we've got some similarities here. It's like the brushed gold tone, some faux pearls. Same thing over here, but they don't only do brushed gold because, as you can see, they've got more of that slick gold look with the white enamel paint. And here's your first clue, is this little hangy portion right here. For those of you who know, we're talking about Trifari, and more specifically, Crown Trifari. Alfred Felipe. You can see the little crown at the top of the T for Trifari there. All of these are signed pieces. They all came from different places, but I just found them so quickly together that I'm going to actually sell these in a lot. So someone who wants Trifari costume jewelry, which, by the way, can sell for small amounts of money, but upwards into several $100s depending on the piece. The more elaborate, the more colorful, the larger, the more sort of bizarre or bedazzled ones tend to sell the best for the most amount of monies, that is, or rare, harder to find pieces. People who have those jewelry books that know the rare ones to look for, the values, are going to be probably snatching those up on eBay. But I'll throw this up at a reasonable amount. You know, I paid $2 to $3 a piece, so likely I'll put these up for, you know, this lot will probably go for $50. something like that. We'll start out at 10 a piece. That way I'm making money on it, and someone can maybe feel like they got a deal getting everything together. I'm going to move these over here. And then what we have here is a nice little lot of the common thread here is it's all sterling silver pieces. These are little earrings. I found these today. They're made to look like baskets, and I don't know yet. I've not tested it. It's not marked, but it could be that the yellow portion at the top is gold, although I don't know for sure. And you can see these little baskets, but then if you flip it over, and I would need to clean it before you would be able to see it very distinctly, but at the bottom here there is a mark on both sides indicating that they are made of sterling silver. It says 925. Same thing over here. You got these beautiful little red beads. They may just be glass, but they also could be garnet. I have not checked enough yet. But you can see right here, not the big ring, but the next little flat ring. It says 925 on it. They thought it was just ugly, or they didn't look hard enough. Clearly the silver has tarnished to be dark, needs to be cleaned and polished. And then we've got these two pieces here. One are some large teardrop-shaped cubic zirconia, and 3 more at the top. On the back, it's very clearly marked as 925, but I'll certainly test it, of course. The chain as well has it up there, so that's a good indication that it's not just somebody trying to pull one over on you on the pendant itself. And you've got some lab-created, some synthetic opal here with some rhinestones around the edge. And then you got that, that 925 there at the bottom as well. Pretty happy to get these again. Couple bucks a piece. Once I clean them up in the ultrasonic cleaning machine, they'll sell very well. Oh, where was that? Oh, my goodness. No. Oh, my goodness gracious. Where? No. This is so frustrating. I do this every time. No, maybe it's under here. No. Oh, I found it. Sorry about that. Man. Okay, last one here is this nice little brooch of just a bow. It's cute. It's thin. It's not very heavy. It's only probably 2.5 to 3 grams. But because it's a brooch, it's nice looking. I think it'll sell decently well. On the back here, I don't see an actual mark. So I actually don't know 110% that it is sterling silver, but it has all the earmarks of being silver, and there are a couple other indications that it is. You might notice this powdery type substance on the bottom of it here, in the middle back here, and what that is, folks, is that is polish and residue from polish and cream. You can even see it right there on the right side of the middle of the bow. When I see that, it's one of those other pieces of information I use to determine the value of something, what it might be. People don't often use creams like that and things to polish costume jewelry, but they do use it on gold and silver. I see it on silver more than anything. I bet you that if I clean that off in my little cleaner, I will find a mark on the bottom. It's possible that not. Sometimes these like custom-made or artisan-made pieces will not be marked, or maybe they'll just be marked with a signature or initials of the maker and not really the type of metal, because they're usually selling them personally in their shops. A few lovely little pieces of costume jewelry here, some brooches that I've picked up. You can see these are quite nice. Nice, brilliant blue rhinestones in there, some interesting kind of the design, the make back here. There is no name, no maker. It's just that sort of typical wreath design, but it's attractive. The gold tone and the blue. This one also interesting, a little bit different way it's been made. Some superficial prongs. They look black until you turn them, and then you get some of the light in there, and it's kind of a darker red. I think these are made to resemble garnet. But you can see they have that sort of rivet set up on the back. Again, no maker. but I knew they were vintage pieces, and so I didn't mind spending $2 or $3. And then this lovely little thing came in today. It's set up to look kind of like flowers, but they're in the shape of hearts. It could use a smidge of cleaning, some pinks and some reds, some ruby reds there. Very nicely made. Again, no maker. No indication of any type of metal on it or what it is. You can see that the pen is adhered, is soldered on the back in the center there. So it's not one solid piece, but definitely attractive. Definitely, you know, $25, $30 piece at a minimum, unless I find out who made it. So we'll see from there. And then this was a fun little one I want to share with you. I bought this. Whenever I see these little hang tags, it means one of two things. It means I'm definitely not going to get it, or I'm definitely going to get it. And it just depends on what it says on it, right? There's no in between. This particular piece, if I can zoom in here, you'll see says Les Bernard Ink. And Les Bernard is kind of the name was put together by two individuals in New York who created jewelry back, I believe, in the 60s is when they started. And so they made costume jewelry. I'd never seen a piece like this. I have seen some of their stuff that had similar look of chains, but I'd never seen one with a gigantic, barrel type bead. Now, when I saw this, I thought, well, that's unique and interesting. You can see that it's connected on the inside actually by this kind of a gold style. If I can get it to drop out there, let's see. Kind of that gold style chain. Do you see that right there? Yeah, kind of cool. But I was most interested in this bead. It's quite big. I've weighed it. It weighs about 43 grams, the bead by itself. I looked it up. I couldn't find any like it by this maker. But because of the way it's made, it clearly is made by this brand. I don't believe this is, unless they somehow stuck a tag on here, but it does fit with the style of that. But I tested this, folks, and I am happy to report that this is actually made of Bakelite. This is a 40-some gram red barrel bead made of Bakelite. I had actually never come across one this color of this size before. I've seen ones in that kind of butterscotch or egg yolk, whatever you want to call it, color and style, kind of like swirl. But this is absolutely beautiful, folks. And so my first attempt is going to be to sell this as it is. If someone wants it, I will try to sell it. But if push came to shove, and I'm telling you, I don't want to do this, but if push came to shove and I really had to get my money out of it, I'm sure I could sell this. If this had come, say, as an individual bead for a decent price, I would have bought it too, because there's big collectors for Bakelite jewelry. All right, aside from that awesome necklace that you saw earlier that I went in to see if I could get appraised, this is the other gold jewelry I came across this week alone that I got for just a very small price. These earrings were $3. These cufflinks were $10. This necklace was $10. And this little charm was $15. So 10, 20, 35, $38 is what I have invested in what you're looking at right here. And this right here is a small charm that would go on a bracelet or could perhaps be turned into a pendant. But it is a 14 karat solid gold little ladybug. It says 14K Italy on it, and it's got a little bit of black enamel paint there where the head would be. That's probably going to sell for somewhere in the $99 to $125 by itself. Okay, come on now, camera. Let me pull up these cufflinks. They're beautiful. So right here, they could definitely be cleaned. They would shine really well. You're looking at the natural aging process, not aging, but just tarnishing over time. But these are antique, I would say early 1900s, late 1800s cufflinks. They've got this beautiful kind of black pattern around the edge, not unlike wallpapers in the 1800s. In the back, you can see they're connected, they're joined, and in the very middle of that joint, the one piece that holds them together, there is actually, if I can find the right side, I'm not going to be able to zoom in enough for you to see it, but you might see that there's an indentation there in the middle. If you use a loop, you'll see that it says 10K. So these are 10 karat solid gold. These also could sell for as much as $150, possibly even more than that, and I only paid 10 for them. The mark, bless their hearts, was so small that even someone looking for it might not find it or even necessarily know where to look. I was kind of proud of myself on these, and you know what? It's like it's crapshoot. You never really know. Sometimes you take a doggone it. Sometimes you take a risk on something, and sometimes it pays off. Sometimes it doesn't. These are not marked, but they were hollow. They were lightweight. They were well constructed. They were attractive, and they did not have any green, tarnish, or anything that would indicate a cheap alloy from wear or oxidization. So I thought to myself, well, there's a decent chance that these could be solid gold. So I bought them anyways. I came back. I'm happy to report they are 14 karat gold. They're light though. So each one of these probably weighs 1.25 to 1.5 grams. We maybe have 3 grams, probably more like 2.9 or something like that. So from scrap gold weight now, if 14 karat is around $35, $36, you know, you're just pushing $100 for these, and that's probably what I'd get, $120 maybe for those. But for $3, that was a really good investment, and it was not a tough risk to take because that's not a whole lot of money, right? And then these, there's some beautiful little pearls. You're not going to probably be able to get the color perfectly, but they are not exactly a champagne color. They are not a white either, and they're also not just yellow. But they are genuine pearls. They're in decent condition. I don't believe that they're all that old. Maybe 1980, something like that. But if you were to undo this clasp and pull this out, you would see, if I could zoom in, it'll say 14 KT. So it's a 14 karat gold clasp. They don't put 14 karat gold clasps on necklaces with fake pearls unless the whole point all along was just to confuse you and lie. But these were the real deal. They were the knotted in between. They had a really good luster to them. I could tell that they were more likely than not authentic pearls. And then when I saw that the clasp carried that mark of the purity of the gold, I was pretty happy with that. I'm not going to get a ton out of these. Again, I spent I can't remember what I said, $10 or $15 on these, but over $100. So we're looking at $100, $200, $300, $400 at a minimum off of a $35 purchase. So for 1 week, the gold, that was pretty nice. And that is not mentioning the necklace again, folks, that I believe I'm going to put up for pushing $4 grand. And if someone offers me $2,500, I'll probably take it. Because again, I only spent, less than $200 on it. Hello out there, folks. I'm here with a little junior cousin today. This is Thunderstruck. Say hi.
Hi.
And we're going to go out sourcing just a bit. We're going to go to a local thrift store, see if we can find something. And then I've pulled him in because he's a little bit of an expert on some toys and stuff. And he's going to teach us a couple things today. So wish us some luck, and we'll show you if you find anything. Are you excited to get in there and find some nice items to resell? Are you doing this to resell, or are you doing this just so you can have some toys at home?
No, resell.
To resell?
If there's something that's cool,
Yeah.
I'm gonna save them to keep at your house.
Oh, at the warehouse?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we'll see how much we can get out of them.
That sounds awesome. Oh, yeah. Are you ready?
You went to bed at 8:30 or 9, that's everybody.
Come with me.
Come on, just come. We'll get a cart. We'll get a cart in a minute. You just continue on.
Dad.
You never knew.
We got a ton of stuff.
There was a ton of stuff. Good eye helping me find this stuff.
I got this.
You did find that. It's great.
Yeah.
All right, we have some sourcing success this morning so far. First place, old Thunderstruck back there turned me on to this like sealed thing of these little characters. Shopkins, it looks like. A little lady, I don't know the deal, but it was just $1. It's sealed. That's an easy one. All right, Thunderstruck, what did you find?
I found a dragon that is supposed to be $15, but it was one only.
$1, and what does that hold?
It holds Hot Wheels and it can mount open.
Whoa, Hot Wheels. It has a mouth that opens and shuts. That's some great toy stuff.
On the back,
yes,
there's 3 slots. One can go on the top, 2 can go on the top, 1 can go on the bottom, 1 in the middle.
That is fantastic. Bless your little heart there. Awesome. All right, here we are outside the Goodwill. Thunderstruck and I, my junior cousin for the day, we're gonna head on in here. We're gonna check out toys. We're gonna check out some other stuff. See if we can find some bargains here as well. Does that sound good to you? Just like the name, like the way it sounds.
Yeah.
It makes sense to me. All kinds of stuff in here. So I have called in an expert on some of these toys today so I can get an education when I'm going through. I find these things at thrift stores all the time. Today's no different. We found some today, didn't we? Thomas the Trains and Beyblades, all right? Because these are two things that I come across pretty frequently, but I don't know a whole lot about them. I have a few of these, but I don't really know how to tell the difference between something that's newer or old, valuable or not valuable. So when you're looking at these, how do you know how old they are, and how do you know if they're valuable or not?
You just look on the wheel and it says 1994.
So on the wheel, now you mean not on the outside, right? But on the inside, like so right about in here?
Yeah.
Okay, so you rotate and you can read. And this one says 1994, Allcroft, what is it? Allcroft Thomas Limited. Okay, so this is a 1994. Very nice. And who is this?
That is Duck.
He's number 11. Does that help?
Oliver.
Oliver. Okay, so the numbers mean something probably. Now I see that this one has his name under it. It says Thomas, but this one doesn't. Why is it different?
Because this one is the older version, like one of the very first ones.
So older versions will not have the name.
Very rare.
Very rare. Older.
Pretty rare.
Okay, great. Now this one. Now when you say this one's newer, how much newer is this? When was this one made?
It was made in 2002.
Okay, so a few years newer. That makes sense. Now, how do you know if something's valuable or not? I assume it needs to be in better condition, probably.
Yeah.
So good condition. So older and good condition ones will be more valuable, you'd say?
Probably.
All right. Well, that's good to know. Awesome. Thank you. All right. So now we're going to talk about Beyblades. And if you don't know what those are, they look like this. So I came across one of these recently, but I don't know a whole lot about it. And so I need Thunderstruck here, or Thunderdome. What's your name?
Thunderstruck.
Thunderstruck here to kind of show me what it does. Okay, hold on a second. You've got this contraption that somehow you attached it to, and then what are you going to do with it? Whoa! And he spins around, but you the whole idea though is you spin them and you make them hit other ones, right? You kind of fight them.
Yes.
Okay. Would you mind showing me some that you may have brought? Here's an example. Ooh, look at this. Wow. Okay, so they're similar to mine, a lot of them, but different colors, different shapes.
Do you know your Beyblade's name?
Not named it yet. Have you named yours?
This one's Devil's. Wait. Let me look at him.
Devilos.
Yours is Devil's too.
Oh my, I may have to change its name.
Well, I can change in different modes.
How about Stephanie? Can I name it Stephanie?
No, you have to have a cooler name than that.
All right.
How about Valtryek?
Okay, well, let me think on that for a moment. So the deal is, I'm noticing. Hold on a second. You are going way ahead of me here. So these come apart apparently,
Yes.
right? And so it's got more than one component.
Mine,
And you're putting yours together. How do you take them apart?
yours does not do it.
Okay.
Mine, I probate, and I can change modes on it to left spin and right spin. So that one's a right
You
spin.
want to show how you do that?
A right spinner. All right, so the one I have, would you say this is a legitimate one, or is mine kind of a knockoff fake one?
Legitimate.
I have a legitimate one, good, but how do you know? What's the difference?
If they have screws right on the tip there.
Okay, so
It's
you're
a
taking it
knockoff.
apart. I need to look on the...
And then there.
Oh, okay, so I open it up, and then there are screws. If it's regular screws, you're saying that that's a knockoff?
Yes.
Okay, so show me mine. What's the
Yours
difference
is
in
not a
mine?
knockoff, I can tell.
Right, but I don't even know how I... Oh, here we go. Pop that off. Okay, so I see the screws on this are different. They're almost like a triangle kind of a little
But that
thing.
one's not a knockoff.
Not a knockoff. Okay, so regular screws, maybe a knockoff. Triangles. I've also heard that, if they have, like rivets, if it's flat, instead of screws, that's a good one too, right?
Yes.
Awesome. Okay. Okay, so if we're looking at these two different tips, this one has the regular screws. Mine has just a flat like a rivet. And so this one is a legitimate one, whereas this one is not. Now, let me ask you this. Is it important that you have ones, I mean, are the knockoff ones just as much fun to play with?
Yes.
But are they as valuable?
Sometimes they can be as valuable.
I see. So probably if you're just getting Beyblades to play with, you're fine either way. But if you're wanting ones that are legitimate, it's good to know how to find them, right?
Yeah.
Well, how about this? Since you've taught me this, I need to see how my Stephanie is going to do in the ring. Can we do a little Beyblade battle real fast?
Yes.
Awesome.
Okay.
All right. Are we good here? Okay, we're about to do the battle. Who am I up against? Who is my opponent?
Revive Phoenix.
Revive Phoenix. Well, this right here is Bob. That's short for Robert, okay? So Bob versus Revive Phoenix. And the way it goes is we say 3, 2, 1.
Let it rip.
Let it rip. And then I'm going to completely destroy you on my very first try. Right?
No.
Oh, okay. Well, let's see. You ready? Wait a second.
Okay, you guys ready?
Rip.
Yeah.
Here we go. 3, 2, 1. Let it rip.
Oh, dang it! No.
Ready?
Here we go. 3, 2, 1. Let it rip.
Oh, I got caught in the. What happened to me here?
I hit you in.
You hit me in to what? Am I in timeout?
You're in this kind of.
Well, you also kind of went ahead of me again.
I hit you.
Yeah, well,
It's called the.
I need another shot. Can I have another try?
Yeah.
Bob is new to this,
If
so.
you jump in and then you can get out. That's
Oh,
how I usually get in.
All right, well, I'm gonna try this. I'm gonna try this again here. Let's get it on. Let's get it on here. I'm okay. Okay, ref. I think I'm ready. Oh, now, come on now. All right. Okay, referee. Wait.
3,
let it rip.
2, 1.
Let it.
Let it rip.
There it is.
I hit you out!
How did you do that? Yeah, but you exploded too.
No, I didn't.
You're like naked in here all by yourself now.
Look.
Here we go. 3, 2, 1. Let it rip.
Oh yeah.
I jumped in.
Here we go. 3, 2, 1. Let it rip.
Hey, you. Oh, I can't even say anything about that.
burst you.
That was a clear defeat.
I burst.
Well, he just sort of, it was like
I think we should be done with the Beyblades.
All right, so you bought this at the thrift store. This was a good deal for you. Tell me how much it cost, how much it's worth, and what it does.
$1, probably $15 brand new.
Wow, that's quite nice. That's a really good return. $1 into $15. Now, what do you do with it? What is it for? Whoa! So it shoots. It shoots these little. Whoa! It like spits them out like fire. Oh my goodness! How many can it hold at a time? And it has wings.
4.
Now, can it fly?
No.
Oh, all right.
Ready?
Oh, that's cool. Man, what a good find. And it works pretty well, too, huh? Like, it works exactly as it's intended. Well, I love it.
See it again?
You can show me one more, sure.
Let's do it like a few more times and then we'll leave.
All right, a few more times. You know what? Can you do it like this and see if I can catch it in midair? Let's try it again. Oh, yep, and 3 for 3.
We have one more.
Okay, here we go. Man, I'm pretty good at this. Folks, thanks so much for being here today. We're going to hit you up again next week with some new stuff. I'll let you know how things go with the listings. And good luck finding those treasures. I really hope that some of the knowledge that you're learning on this channel and others can equip you to maybe make a living or even a little money on the side. And if nothing else, just to have yourself a good time. Take care and be safe.
Beep, boop, boop.
Let's go make some money. Rusty, 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 how to? Rusty, Rusty.